everybody, and welcome to a very special interview that I'm honoured to have been asked to participate in and help with. I'm here with my dear friend, Daisy Papp, and her dear friend, Inka Fuellmich. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for this. I'm really excited to talk to you. I've been a huge fan of Reiner's for years and years. The things that he has done for humanity is amazing. And I'm just stunned and devastated at what's happening to him. And so Daisy and I thought it was really important for us to share about what you're going through as his wife. And I'm sure it must be super hard for you right now to be stuck in a country overseas, far away from him, and you probably feel quite helpless right now about what's going on.
Yeah, first I wanted to say thank you to be here with you. I'm really honored to be with you because I've seen some of your podcast series with Daisy, and yeah, it's amazing what you're doing, and I'm very happy that so many people want to share this with us. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. How are you coping, Inka?
Coping means how to do
You manage
managing.
stress,
Yeah. That's like you want it in one sentence or in a book?
Yeah, it's a big question.
It's, I'm from my nature, I'm a positive person. It took parts of me, and it changes things, how I live, how I think, and how I manage things in life, being in this situation. But let's say a lot of things that we go through, they make us more flexible. And if you try to stay healthy and keep your mind free of the worst things, of the bad energy that some people are sending, I see it a little bit from the spiritual side too. It's not only the practical. And if I try to stay positive in my mind and handle the things I have to handle, and see it as as things that I have to work on, and not bad things happening to me. And Daisy is a wonderful partner just to learn this, to handle this better, and to make my life easier.
She's certainly amazing at showing someone how to be mentally strong. So I'm really glad that she's with you, because I feel like in this situation, the only way you can cope is to be mentally strong and emotionally strong as all this unfolds around you. So tell us what it's like living in Mexico, so far from your home.
Yeah, it's totally different. I never in my life would have thought that I would be in Mexico. And not living in Mexico. It wasn't just it wasn't just in my mind to think on it, because everybody in Germany knows that Mexico is very, very dangerous, and all the people are very poor. Nobody wants to live there, and everybody wants to go to America. And here I learned that this is not true. There are a lot of people here. They're very, very nice families, and the relationships with the parents and their children are very beautiful, and so nice people. and I don't feel unsafe. On the other hand, I'm not grown up here, and it's a different culture, and it makes it uneasy if you don't speak the same language than these people, and it's not easy to step in another culture if it's so far away from your own, what you have learned, how you lived for your whole life. And but Germany is not anymore my country. My roots are not anymore in Germany at the moment, because we don't have anything there. So I don't think, oh, I want to go back home. This home, having a home, it doesn't exist at the moment. It just doesn't exist. I can't think on any place being at home. It's not. Sometimes it's not easy to think on it, and sometimes it is. It can be freedom if you are. If you can fulfill yourself with love for other people, and you can just take what many of these people that just maybe hear us now, that they send you. And I feel a very positive energy around me, and so many people are giving so much of this energy and of this just feeling of as everything will went to the better for all of us. And that's the most important thing. And on the other hand, it's now we didn't talk about it, but I can talk with Reiner. We can speak together every day now. And
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, for maybe sometimes 2 hours, we just talk, and we live all that together. We talk about all these things. We couldn't talk for 19 months now.
Wow.
These 15 minutes they gave us were always for just making sure safe. I mean, for just that things are getting organized for him, and he has just a little bit more comfort where he stays, and now it's just we can just talk about children, talk about things that happened, things that are nice, that maybe birds are nesting in front of my window. We never had time for that.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that.
I'm sure Reiner's very grateful for that too. He's been so isolated for so long. That must be so amazing for him to finally be able to have proper contact with you at least. So tell me, do you feel disappointed or let down by your homeland? I know you feel like right now it's not your home, but that has probably partly come from feeling like you've been betrayed by your own government.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel. Absolutely. I don't trust my homeland anymore. And I even don't feel safe, or I wouldn't feel safe to go to the German embassy here in Mexico.
Yeah.
I can't fly. I couldn't. It feels like, oops, it's like a trauma that you have to learn to live with, or to just work on it. But if I think I know I have to go to the airport and to fly out to Tijuana or somewhere, I can't do it at the moment.
So tell me, Inka, how different is it to living in Mexico as opposed to the USA? Because you lived in the USA too, right?
Yeah, we didn't live there. We traveled back and forth for months. So because I had just a normal visa, and it was for 3 months, and so.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
Reiner spent a little bit more time there than me because he has a working visa. It's different. Mhm.
Your English is excellent, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I learned a lot since I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
Because our ranch was so far away from everything that I was only with a working husband. I was too young, but doesn't speak English. Yeah, it is different from the States to here to live in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, those of us over here on the other side of the world, I've visited the US, but I've never been to Mexico. It's on my list, but I can imagine it's quite different.
oh yeah, it's quite different. I mean, as far as I remember, the people were in both countries were friendly, helpful, and so that's not, it's a really different. But the how the people live is different. I think Mexico is a little bit more than Europe is, especially where I am now. It's a small town, and so you have these little cafes, and you have these little places, and the goats and the sheep and the horses are just walking through town, and it's amazing to see that, and nobody believes it when I send them photos of a horse standing a shop or a cow just drinking where the people are washing their cars. Yeah, it's this. I never saw that in the States, and the weather is different here. I mean, then I know I don't know the whole state, the whole USA. We were traveling for a few weeks. We was there with Reiner's mother for 3 weeks, traveling through Arizona, Utah, and California, and it was very interesting. And I never was there before, so. But Mexico has its own charm, and energy is very positive here. It's a very high energy, and I think it's a lot more love in the air.
Yeah,
Like,
that's interesting you say that because I feel like they, as a people, being less like America's very capitalist based, very consumerist, like orientated. It's work, 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 so you can get the things. I feel like Mexico would be very different to that, and it would be more about the people, and they'd be more connected. It's just the what I have in my mind of it when I think of it. So I feel like it might be a great place to be right now because it's supporting you spiritually as well.
it does.
Yeah.
But where we have been in the States, it was more rangers or cow land, and so it was different. The people are, I think it's different from big cities, maybe Mexico City too. I wasn't there, but I think it is a little bit different from how the people live and how they think and work, and the small towns. So that I don't know. I don't know so much Mexico, but that the people work a lot. I think it's not so different. What's different is they don't earn a lot of money, but they spend every little time they have with their families. And that's what changed a lot. And in the States, it's more important to have a big TV screen than spending time with the kids in the garden or just do things together. And here you see people that don't have a lot of money just going out of the town, sitting next to the road in a little corner, having a picnic, and they're happy. They play cards, or they just talk or doing something like that, and eat these things, simple things. And the food is like more natural, more simple. But it's different.
Yeah.
And if you see it at the children especially, they have open, clear eyes, and they look at you. They're not afraid. They look at you and they smile, or they just look at you. And it's so different from when I think on Germany, where they're hiding behind their parents because the parents say, "Oh, it's so dangerous, and yet you can't talk to other people," and they all want to pick you up and what is it, entführung?
Hijack you, or
Hijack the children, or so it's full of fear, and that's not here. It's different.
Wow, that's so interesting. How long has it been that you've been there now?
It's 2 years, over 2 years now. Yeah.
Wow. And so have you been moving around or have you found a place to actually stay long term? What's your situation?
Yeah, we counted it. It was funny because I moved 9 times in these 2 years, and it's there's some people here's because many people have houses here just for the winter time when it's winter here. It's summer for the American people. It's nicer here.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
temperature's way higher, and so some of these houses are empty for a long time, and the people are happy if you just stay in their house and do the house sitting. And that's what I did sometimes. And I was with the RV and the dogs and living in the, what is it, a dry river?
In a dry riverbed.
Dry riverbed, yes.
Oh,
I was living there next to the beach. But you can't stay there for the whole time because when the hurricane season starts, everybody has to leave.
well, I'm assuming the water would come.
Yeah.
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 And you've got your dogs with you?
Yeah, always.
Oh, so did you drive them over the border with you? Is that how you got them there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe their names are Annie and Jimbo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. How do you think they'll react to seeing Reiner again?
Can you ask it again? I didn't understand really good.
How do you think that Annie and Jimbo will react when they see Reiner again?
Oh, it's a long time for a dog. I think from the first time when we were talking on the phone, and I said, "Hey, say hi to Daddy," and then they just lifted their heads and their ears and were just, oh, but they can't smell anything, and then they just turn around and lay down again, because it's not voice that they remembered. It's like when if he would come in and they would smell him, I'm sure, because they loved him very much, and he was running with them, jogging things, and sure they would remember. And after a few times, I think maybe 2 weeks, it would hopefully normal for them that he's back.
Yeah.
And he always asks, how are the dogs? And let me see them, or if you have a Skype possibility to each other, then sometimes I go with my computer and say, "Hey, this is Jim, we'll look at him." Not very it's our dog now. They're 9 years old, so they have a few years that they can, I'm very sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm looking forward to that for them. So, how do you think it's going for Reiner? Do you think you're going to be reunited soon, or is there no end in sight?
Um, Is it, if look at it from the pragmatic view, I think it's a little bit different than from the spiritual side. So, and if I mix it, we have a good chance to get him out in the next month.
Wow.
What is it? 3-4 months, I think. That's what I feel. But we have the appeal. We don't know when it will start, and they can just was das etwas die Sache verzögern?
Prolong it.
Yeah, we are very sure that they try to prolong it, but we have a really good chance because everything that happened was fraud, and it was highly criminal from the government of Germany. And I think that's why we have a good chance if we have special lawyers in this, and another Gericht.
Court.
Yeah, in another court.
Okay.
Other court, different court.
Less corrupt.
Let's say that. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Just my observation. And so what's happening? All of your assets got seized. So how are you living? How are you coping financially?
And they because they froze all of our accounts in Germany, and they dass sie das gekündigt haben, gecancelt.
And they canceled the bank accounts. So the relation with the banks was canceled. So the bank just said, hey,
Yeah,
you're
we
no
don't want-
longer our customer.
Yeah. And they didn't do it with my account, but they froze in
The
all
asset-
my assets, and they leave me a part of my pension, because I'm in this, what is it that they say, you're responsible with your husband for this, what they say that he had done.
So you've got a little bit coming from there. I do hope that people are supporting you in other ways and perhaps donating to, I think there's been a fund set up on your behalf.
Yeah, it's in Germany, we just collected money, donation for his
legal fee.
Yeah, for his legal fees. So that's only for him, and it's the most important thing for me that this will be that it's paid for it, because if you have no income, you can't pay any lawyers, so it's not so easy.
Absolutely. Just for our listeners, our audience, we'll put links down below if you would like to help with that. It would be very appreciated. So let me turn my page here. What do you think will happen once Reiner is finally free? Will you live in Mexico still? Will you try and go to the US? Will you go back to Germany? What do you think will happen? Maybe you'll come to Australia?
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good. So many people he had worked before, with Australia, with New Zealand, with Africa, and it's worse to visit everybody. All these people, I would like to just meet them, and that he can talk to them in real time. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, but I mean, after nearly 2 years, he needs a while to just relax and to de-stress and to de-traumatize.
Yeah.
It takes you years, but he's not a person that can sit still. So he has to work, and he knows that there's a bigger thing to do a real important work he has to do. And was sagt man, wenn er eine Aufgabe hat, eine Lebensaufgabe, die er zu erfüllen hat?
That he has a life purpose
Yeah.
that's there to be fulfilled.
It's that
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
he's made for it. He said, it looks like I am the person who has to do this. And I couldn't walk away and say, oh, it's the end and I don't want to do it anymore. It's his life. And so
Yeah.
I think after a short time, he would be in it again. But my feeling is that he learned a lot. He learned to just, if you just meet people there, they're absolutely different. And you see in what situation the life we are living brings people, that they do things that they are not right, or taking drugs and have had a bad childhood that brought them in there where he is now. And to just see the side of the medal and not only sit in the court and working and with these maybe Deutsche Bank people or people he has to fight against. It's just a different life and a different view on life, who all of us are should try to help or to be with each other. And yeah, it's not easy to trust anymore. Yeah, but he's more spiritual too. He feels the energy that people send him, and he's getting so many letters and what is it, material to learn on the one hand, and on the other hand, a lot of people that just want to talk about her situation. And I know that there's one letter he told me today, that there's a man who is talking about his situation, and then she said, no, your situation there sitting in jail is so bad that I think if you can do that and you can stay strong, so it helps me to stay strong. And
he certainly sounds like he has such a mental fortitude, which is so, an inner strength and an inner belief that he's done the right thing. And so he has nothing to fear ultimately.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that that's there. And for you too, because I'm not sure how else you get through something like this, without emotionally breaking down. And I'm sure there's been moments where it's been extra hard and you've had to let some of that out. But just knowing the way that he has and that you have stayed so strong through this ordeal when you've done nothing wrong, and to have these accusations which have been fraudulently proven in a corrupt court, and then to have people around the world not know the whole story and make assumptions, it must be terribly hurtful. And so I commend you for saying so strong through it all, and Reiner as well. Like, goodness, I can't imagine being locked up like that and being innocent. It's just the greatest tragedy, and it's mind-blowing. I don't know that people really understand how difficult this is for him, for you, knowing that you are innocent and you've been so wronged by the world that he tried to save. Like, he did this for humanity. He didn't do this for himself. I know, because I've watched every single minute of all of the Corona files, thanks to Daisy, who told me about them in the beginning. And it for sure saved me and my family from getting the hot shot, for sure. I knew without a doubt that it was not the right thing to do, and it is because of Reiner. So I do thank both of you from down under, because there are millions of us who are now okay because of that work that Reiner did. And so, yeah, I wanted to say that, because I am just so floored by the injustice of what's happening to him. And, you know, we see it around the world in lots of places. Spiritually, myself, I hope that everything in the world is going nuts right now, and has been for the last 5 years. And, you know, I'm hoping it's like the final thrashing before everything changes for the better. You know, they say that the greatest struggle happens right before things turn for the better. So I do hope that's where we are at. So do you think that after all this is over, that Reiner will continue to practice law?
I'm not sure. Days before, years before now, an astrologist told him that he wouldn't be a lawyer anymore. He would have been another thing to do. More like
Advisor.
Yeah, more like an
Consultant.
advisor. And I think maybe it's right. Maybe it's the position where he doesn't have to just fly around the world and drive around in the train every day like he did many years. I mean, he fought against the banks for nearly 30 years. Every day was a train in another city in Germany, from north to south, from south to west and east to whatever. And it was a hard time. And sometimes when you wake up in the hotel room and you don't know where you are. Yeah, that's not life, and he's not getting younger. So I think advisor, I think it would be really good, and then the younger horses can just start.
Yeah. I feel like him even being able to share his story once all of this is over will be an inspiration to people around the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
same work, but it's different from, and not being the same, the person who's in the court.
yes, definitely. And hopefully less pressure on him. Yeah. So tell us, Inka, tell the audience how the audience can support Reiner and you. What do you need?
What do I need? We need the best lawyers we can get for money. It's very expensive. And this part of the trial is much more expensive than the last one was. And there we had 3-4 lawyers to pay, and yeah, that's very important. We can
And
just
donations would be critical right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to get this out to the world as far and wide as we can. Perhaps in the audience out there, if you're listening, if Reiner has helped you with his work with the Corona Committee and all of the work he did to uncover what was happening, you could perhaps in return donate right now, because it is time for us to help Reiner.
Thank you.
Again, like I said, we'll put all the links below. There's a couple of different options as to how you can support. It's really important that we do that now after everything that he did for us. So I do urge all of you out there, please, to share this and to donate what you can. We know that it's rough for everybody right now, but forego your coffees out for 1 week and donate that instead. If everybody could do a little bit, it would add up and would be substantial enough to actually help and make a difference. So I do urge all of you to do that. I think Daisy might have wanted to also add a couple of things in. There were some notes. So Daisy, did you want to contribute here?
Yes, I like contributing wherever I can. And so this is then the moment. Well, being here in Mexico with Inka is not easy. It's very easy to be with Inka. The circumstances are not easy. And yes, it's very important that we help for the legal fees. And I'd like to urge everyone to think just for a moment. Reiner has no income and Inka has no income. The little pension that is legally that the German government legally has to give in percentage, it's minimal. She could not live in Germany, but with that, she could not live here either. We are collecting some funds from people who are supporting my work, and we bring the car for repair. The car has no AC. It's warm here. And I appreciate that you ask Inka, what does she need? I tried, I think maybe 30 times. We continue practicing. But I see what's needed. And there are hundreds of similar moments that I'm observing here. And the foundation that I founded in 2022 supports the Fuellmich family, but we're not in the open because we do much work behind the scenes, because it's more important that the work is done than showing publicly what we are doing. And now it is time that we show what we are doing, and that we are raising funds for the Fuellmich family, including the dogs, so that they can go to a vet, that Inka can go to have a medical treatment, that she can have the food she desires, and not only the food she needs, that the dogs have the food they desire, and not only the food that fills their belly temporarily, because the food is not good quality. And I appreciate all the letters that are sent to Inka, because the foundation made a PO box. So we have a PO box, and we made it possible that people can send letters to Inka and support to Inka. And they also can send a check there. And every letter is being photographed and delivered to Inka immediately. And it is heartwarming to observe Inka as she's reading these letters. And I've seen I've seen the ocean rise in her eyes, tears filled with joy and filled with gratitude. And please continue doing that, because that makes a big difference. The words, the prayers, the beautiful poetry that has been sent, and the checks also, they help. And we have arrangements with the foundation that Inka has supported with that directly. And I appreciate everyone who is contributing. I thank you. I thank you from my heart to your heart. And I thank you, Kathi, for helping, because I know that you are helping as well. And we are many. And now the Fuellmich family did so much for millions and millions. And now we, the people, the millions and millions of people, we do for the Fuellmich family, because we support them. And we do that together for each other, because it is similar somehow that Inka and I, we sit on the same couch. We don't own the couch. Inka does not own the couch. We are here generously in a house that Inka is friends with. So friends for Inka allow her to stay here for a fee, but it is very generously priced. And Inka was there supporting Reiner. She had no privacy. She had a husband who was working 20 hours a day. Mostly. And I admire Inka for encouraging Reiner and for paying that price she pays. Reiner is in not freedom. Inka is in exile. And neither has an income. What a price is that?
Yeah.
They did for us, and now we do for you. And I admire Inka for her courage. And
I do too. And I want to say to everybody out there around the world who was helped by Reiner's work with Inka supporting him, that we need to really stop for a second and say, what kind of world is it that we want to live in? This is the kind of world we want to live in, where we support each other in times of need, especially when someone has gone so out of their way to help so many people. He didn't know all of us. He didn't know, me down here in Australia and the 30 million people with me. And he's definitely opened the eyes of a huge percentage of people around the world. So what kind of world do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a world where we support each other, where we can trust each other, where we stand up for each other? And now is the time where we need to stand up for Reiner. I urge all of you, from everything I have, we must now act. Now is the time. Reiner needs us to act. And Inka needs us to act too, because you have been instrumental in supporting Reiner. And that has been so important, of course, to him being able to do what he did.
yeah. And also now that Inka's well-being is essential, because she's the only one who can support Reiner in a way only she can.
Yes.
And my idea is living in a world where we cannot possibly give Inka what Reiner would be giving her. But we can reassure Reiner that we support Inka on his behalf to the date that he can stand strong right here and sit with you, maybe on this couch, but maybe on your own couch. Maybe you will have a couch again. And that is what I wish for you, certainly. And I do everything I can to make this happen.
I thank you so much, Daisy, and you too. You're wonderful people
Thank you.
with
Thank
all
you.
these people. outside there and standing for their own life, for the life of others, and for the future, for the children of the next generations. Thank you.
Yes. Well, you're welcome from the bottom of my heart. The world that I want for my grandchildren is one filled with love and loving people and spiritually minded positivity and faith and strength in each other. And so I will do whatever I can for that reason. This is the world that we are leaving to our babies and their babies. And, you know, we shape that world by our actions and our consciousnesses collectively. And so now is the time that we need to act and show our gratitude for what this man and Inka, his wife, have done for us. It's monumental, and perhaps people will not know the whole story. So I urge you to go and find out more. I urge you to get the true information about what has really happened and learn the story, because you will be astounded. He fought so hard for humanity, hours and hours and hours of interviews and work that he put into uncovering what was really going on. I know he woke up millions and millions of people. And so please, everybody who sees this, please share it. Whatever social media platform you're on, share it and ask your friends to share it too. We must get the word out. We must reach the masses, and we cannot do that alone. We need to act collectively. So I urge all of you to do that and to help in what small way you can. And if you are someone out there who's wealthy, please put your hand in your pocket. This is the right thing to do for humanity. And this man, he deserves it. If anybody ever did, Reiner does. And so do you, Inka. So I'm glad to be playing my small part. And I wish I could do more. But I will do what I can. And if you would like to do more interviews, I'm happy to help do that. I don't know how else I can help, but I will do what I can. So, yes, to my 500 people on X, if you see this, please share it. But I know that I've already touched base with a couple of groups who post about Reiner, and they've promised to share this out for us. I know Daisy's got a lot more followers and she will share it out. And so, you know, between us, we'll keep pushing this out. So hopefully lots of people see it. And I do hope one day to meet Reiner as well on Zoom. And so thank you in person. And perhaps bring his message to the world once he is finally free of this tragedy. Yeah. So before we sign off, is there anything else that you would like to share?
I would like to share that I think we can share more information with you whenever we get news from Reiner. We can share it with you and
Great.
with your audience and everybody who's interested, so that we all know that justice will come.
Yeah. Yes, we'll definitely do that. Yeah. Daisy?
Together for each other. That's
Absolutely.
that's what I think, and that's what we do. Thank you so much, Kathi.
Thank you,
I know that this is
Yeah.
something that we usually don't do. We, as podcast partners, it's the two of us, just the two of us, like the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very special, but I think it is very, very important, and it's very timely, because now that Inka is able to communicate with Reiner, the real information is flowing towards her, and she shares it with news outlets where they where they can share them further. And that is very good. So I do believe that it's very important that we now bring some more organization in sharing news and especially sharing truth regarding Reiner. And maybe when we have new dog photos, I will share them too. Because I now have furry friends. Annie and Jimbo, we are very good friends now.
And Reiner would say, never give up.
Yes, yes, that's good. So let's continue. Yep.
100%. I'm just going to take a screenshot so that we can remember this moment. Everybody smile. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Inka. Thank you for being you, and thank you for doing such an enormous important job you're doing. Because you also have a big life purpose fulfillment to do. So
I always wanted to be a gardener.
well,
Maybe it's the same job.
because now you can make the garden
That's so different.
the thoughts. I consider the thoughts also oftentimes as a garden, and we practice it at times. So what is it that you plant in your garden? And Inka shared what she would plant in the garden, and then I shared with her, well, guess what? Only things you would plant there, and sow seeds with things that you really like, and the same is with the mind. So be a good gardener in the mind. Thank you.
100%. 100%. And if you guys out there are struggling at all in the crazy world we're living in right now, we do urge you to also go listen to Bald and Blonde podcast, where we give you tools for a powerful mind, and we believe they will help you stay strong mentally to get through our absolutely chaotic world right now. So I guess that's it. We'll sign off, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again really soon. And hopefully Reiner will be with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We will.
That would be wonderful. Yes.
And thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Oh, me.
It's evening for us and it's Sunday for Kathi. So that's how we spend our Saturday night with you.
We like it.
Yes, we enjoy it. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We'll talk soon.
Now we do some backstage.
Oh, look.
I love you. I love you too. Look at that.
Hello, Annie.
Yes, she loves mommy.
Like these. You like these?
Yes.